Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today is April 15th, DPI core update, our end of state educational services back to normal. We're getting there week by week. This actually is we started on the 1st, and so we made it through 1 week, and we have now completed 2 full weeks of instruction. Many of you have been at this longer than that, but for the entire state, we've been at it for 2 full weeks, and I appreciate that very much. Some updates this afternoon. Child Nutrition held a call this morning for school food service programs. Over 150 people attended. Incredibly impressive. I was able to chat with them for just a little bit. The food service directors were on the line. Some of the cooks and the other nutrition specialists were not able to join us because it was held at 10 a.m. and they were still busily cleaning up after school breakfast and or preparing those lunches for school lunches. So thank you again to all of you out there who are diligently, daily providing those services for our kids. And I think it's an important time for us to remember all of the people again. We assume just because we're in week 2 that all those things that were occurring during the first initial weeks from March 15th cease to happen. And it's important for us to give a huge shout out again to our teachers, our child nutrition providers, our custodians, bus drivers, paraprofessionals, our families, our students, and everyone involved during this time. There really truly is so much to be grateful for and so much we can look to that we may not have had an opportunity to acknowledge in the past. And so this being on the call this morning reminded me that there are so many heroes day in and day out just getting up every morning to do what they need to do to make sure that the trains are running on time and staying on the track. So I appreciate that. The presentation and notes will be added to the Child Nutrition COVID-19 webpage later today, so we can look to that. So for those of you that weren't able to join in person or just simply want to recap and want to share with others, those notes will be up on our COVID-19 page just later today. I want to announce again something that I covered a few days ago. The AP Summer Institutes, that are held for teachers for professional development, they are going to hold those summer institutes, and they are providing the option to have training online. So we wanted to let you know that AP is again offering their AP Summer Institutes, but we will also be providing that option to have that training online. AP teachers and prospective AP teachers of math, English, science, and computer science are eligible to receive reimbursement from DPI for travel and or registration expenses for these trainings. So again, I want to make you all aware of this opportunity. AP teachers or teachers that are thinking about becoming an AP certified teacher in the subject areas of math, English, science, and computer science are eligible to receive reimbursement from DPI for travel and registration expenses for these trainings. So the information to apply for the reimbursement is available on DPI's website and can be found simply by searching AP Summer Institute. So please, if you have any questions about that, please look to our website and or contact us. I want to update again the CARES Act relief funding. We held our first training yesterday and it went very, very well. A follow-up constant contact email was sent out with a link to the recording. So if you weren't able to attend in person, there was a lot of Q&A, a lot of good discussion, and a lot of things that were uncovered and revealed during that training. And so now we have the recording. So also links to our estimated allocations. Thank you to our team here at DPI for getting those estimated allocations out for our local school districts so quickly, and the Q&A were sent. So please look to your inbox for a constant contact message from DPI that includes the link to the recording and links to the estimated allocation for your school district and Q&As that were revealed during that training session. After the event, we received many registrations and web grants, which was nice to see. So that's how we'll be delivering out our CARES Act relief dollars. So if you are part of a school district that has yet to register for the web grant, please do so now so we can get that funding out to you in quick turnaround time. Special education directors and coordinators had a call yesterday. The special education office continues to encourage during these times the best faith effort, communication, and documentation. Parents and educators need to discuss when there are concerns regarding those distance learning plans. As we discussed this morning, we have the whole range of spectrum from our parents and from our teachers, special education teachers and directors. Some parents are saying that they aren't hearing enough from their special education units or teachers. Other parents are saying that it's somewhat a bit overwhelming, and if they could scale back just a little bit, that would be helpful, which underscores the real importance of the communication at a local level, teacher to student, family to teacher, teacher to director. So let us know how we can help, but our best advice to you is to proceed in encouraging best faith effort and communication and documentation. Thank you. I have a meeting planned with ACT leadership to discuss the work keys testing option and to express the urgency in our students needing to test to use these scores for qualification of our state scholarship. I have that call. I tried once today. We're playing a bit of a telephone tag game. I will try again this afternoon. But essentially, I will be reaching out to ACT leadership and expressing to them the absolute necessity for ACT to make a decision sooner rather than later regarding the alternative opportunities for our students to complete their work keys exam. If not, we may need to proceed with through a different route with an executive order for those students waiting on that work keys exam for their eligibility of the North Dakota CTE scholarship. Family engagement, lots to update on the family engagement. The family engagement cabinet meeting was held yesterday afternoon from 4:30 to 5:30, and we discussed these following topics. We had a positive share out with our cabinet members, and that was, as we said, just so enlightening, and the definite ends of the spectrum from experiences out there. But overall theme is how appreciative our families are in the support that they're receiving from schools across the district, from their teachers, from their school leaders, the community in general. Families are finding a creative ways to connect with student learning, learning their applications. They're creating so many family-friendly school partnerships and continuing communication. They wanted to reiterate to all of us in education that for them as families, less is more, keeping it simple. Multiple text messages or emails a week are preferred over one email or one text message with a lot of different points to maintain and keep track of. And so that was helpful. They were able to share out a lot of ways that they were creating and adjusting to their new normal. So cross-sharing ideas from across the state within that group themselves, which really underscores the reason that we established our Facebook group. For those of you that aren't aware of that, we have created a group, a North Dakota Family Engagement Facebook group, specific to our North Dakota families. We're encouraging all of you that have Facebook to look to DPI's Facebook page and join that Facebook group. If you are a family member and have other friends that you think would benefit from belonging to this venue or this platform for families and parents to share thoughts and ideas and best practices and struggles and challenges and all of the things that you're going through, please share out that Facebook group. We will divide this eventually into channels that are specific to topic conversations such as preschool, kindergarten through second grade, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, and high school. Our family engagement cabinet members have agreed to facilitate these channels and encourage the discussion and resource sharing. We have created also a PK-12 Alliance team at the request of our Family Engagement Cabinet, and this is a group of diverse stakeholders that intersect and engage in a student's life, and this group includes family members, students themselves, teachers, Head Start directors, principals, superintendents, school counselors, behavioral health clinical specialists, and much, much more. We've invited these stakeholders to participate and become part of this PK-12 Alliance, and we have begun partnerships with several national organizations that are very curious and impressed by the work that our family engagement group and family engagement in general, the work of North Dakota schools across the state are doing to bring in true and authentic partnerships with between schools and families and students. And so they have volunteered to help us, and there will be more updates on that. We will be meeting with Learning Heroes later this week, as we will Center for Innovation and Education are two groups that have assisted us or have agreed to assist us in the facilitation and deliverables of this PK-12 Alliance. We had a meeting yesterday afternoon with Dr. Constantino, who many of you have already had experience. Dr. Constantino was scheduled to present another face-to-face training in North Dakota March 24th, and as we all know, that was canceled. We have found an alternative route that I believe will be even more promising for us in North Dakota. Dr. Constantino has agreed to create 4 modules for us to use in North Dakota, for us at DPI, REAs, and individual school districts to use with their staff for training. 4 different modules to use for PD across the state so we can continue to grow the momentum of family engagement. So look for more information on that. Our target date is to have those modules produced and available by mid-summer before school reconvenes next fall. Lucy Fredericks, the director of our Office of Indian and Multicultural Education, is currently on a White House COVID call briefing this afternoon, and will be updating us on that as we look to tribal, state, and national federal relations. I want to just share some updates with you. We went over transportation dollars yesterday. There's been some updates on transportation dollars. So if you're still having questions about how to fill out the 2019-20 transportation report for funding next year, please refer to yesterday's 3 p.m. recording, video recording, and or our Q&A on COVID-19 update. We understand that there is clarification needed regarding summer school, so I'm going to take a moment to share with you a Q&A and some additional information specifically regarding summer school and the approval application. So, summer school. Funding for summer school is based on hours, as the regular school year is. And as you know, the governor's executive order waived the hours requirement and allowed districts to create and implement distance learning plans that were approved by the department and by the governor. Summer school falls under the exact same order. Districts are guided to enroll students into STARS as they usually would for the traditional summer school and implement their distance learning plan that was approved by the department and the governor's office. As long as the governor's executive order is in place, that order school buildings are closed to students and cannot physically attend, that same order will cover our summer school hours. School leaders are to use their best professional judgment and experience and lessons learned from the initial implementation of distance learning plans to ensure students are meeting their learning needs in the summer school sessions. So please, submit your summer school applications. Remember that we understand that you are making decisions with the best information available to you at the time that they're being made. If the status of the executive order changes, we at the department will, of course, work with all of our LEAs to ensure that summer school and extended school year plans will be honored and made available so school districts can continue to offer the services to their students during the summer months as they deem best suitable for the local schools in their communities and for the students and families that they serve. Regarding high school driver's ed, schools can teach the classroom behind the wheel course virtually, of course. However, at this point in time, there has been no alternative found to the driving portion of behind the wheel for virtually or physically. So at this point in time, under the current order of social distancing as it stands now and the closing of regular schools, the classroom portion of driver's ed can be offered. However, at this point in time, there has been no approval for behind the wheel. So with that, I will close out today, and by reminding us that we are getting better at this each and every day, that we are a work in progress, that we should understand that none of us are perfect, and there will be no day that is perfect, but as long as we continue on the road of continuous improvement and strive to be a work in progress, that will suit us all well. So thank you all for your nimblism, for your grace and forgiveness of yourselves and of each other, and by working together, we can get through this. So thank you very much and have a good Wednesday afternoon.